never made sense. Trying to live shit sensible. Since bars, watching too much porn to even know what we like. Plus the UFOs, I miss my tender innocence. Writing poems for the girl in my chemistry class. It was simple then. Superpowers, Superman don't overuse them all. Quit playing with my feelings when you inside. Might never wake up. The last time was so far, we might never make up. They hit my line like Rashad. Know you tryna do it big. Don't leave that karma on your kids though.
Dancing with the dark to fall in love with what I really am. I'm locked inside your walls. Find the floor on the internet. The road is so hopeless, not poor little purpose. A wish on the surface, you gotta just ask yourself.
The devil don't wanna see me on my shit out this world. Been corners, never gave a fuck. Never been sober, but I'm trying. Last time that I told you that I was lying. Methamphetamines was fucking with my mind. I'm praying for all my niggas that's on this shit to chase a buzz. I'm praying that my sister make it home by Christmas morning. I'm starting to be a better, pure example for my sons. Finding a healthy way to express myself like testaments of love. I'm a specialist. I made this especially for us to commemorate the Idlewild. Today I had writer's block. I hope somebody doing better than they was last time that I seen them. I hope you still dreaming. I only ask one thing, don't lie to me. Look in my eyes, do I look high?
Dancing with the dark to fall in love with what I really am. I'm locked inside your walls. Find the floor on the internet. The road is so hopeless, not poor little purpose. A wish on the surface, you gotta just ask yourself. You gotta just ask yourself.
Ain't giving up this high. Ain't giving up this high. I heard the house got motion, physics, poses, pictures, oceans, liquor, shiners, but I'm still fucking up functions, major. Don't do a line, nigga, focus, physics, profits, pitches, praying that I got enough dope, we taint it. Y'all been not selling no coke. You out of line, it was frozen. Victims, closure, sickness, colder, fiction. Time is all day fucking up most occasion. A few rehabs in a month, I'm dizzy, scathing, lusting, anxious, suffering, fucking. Laws don't fuck with my money. Hey. Ain't giving up this high. pistol. Yeah, he lit a bowl, he was thankful. Chief is chiefin', lumps of crystal, trumpets, basses, all night long with them tweakers. Yeah, end of the road and beneath it, grief is love with love is loss is lethal, all visible and they soaked it, baby. A few rehabs in a month, dizzy, scathing, lust, anxious, suffering, fucking. Laws don't fuck with my money. Yeah, live and destroy my aim. Show me love, I be done by the sun. I can't keep from dissolving. It's all for y'all. Might be worse for my heartbeat. Maybe these bumps killing me softly. Burning my lungs, burning my car seat, burning through funds with my crystal love. I'm starved and defenseless, free from harm with detoxes. Peace upon us, be cautious.
I definitely want to watch this press conference. I want to see what that's talking about. I don't know what this was. I got the Kraken trailer. Let's react to some stuff and then get into it. We got this. Baby, where you going? No more back and forth. I wanna get to know you. I wanna get to know you. Baby, where you going? No more back and forth. I wanna get to know you. I wanna get to know you.
I got a mind of its own, baby love. I'm sorry I ain't treat you like the star that you was.
Hey, babe.
These dreams be making it hard to stay, baby.
All right.
Trade places with you on stage. Watch you do
Do
your
your
dance.
dance.
If I had a chance.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. OldSoulSuni back again with another stream. OldSoulSuni back again with another one. Do not forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Hit that bell notification when I do go live and drop all the latest vibes. I am OldSoulSuni on any and all social media platforms to make it real easy for you guys to stay in contact and stay up to date with any and all things that OldSoulSuni is doing. If you have not, hit that follow button. When you do, you become a part of the greatest content family on this rock that we live on, man. Weekly uploads on my main YouTube channel. That's full playthroughs such as Crimson Desert that we're currently playing. We started Pragmata a couple weeks back. We got to get back into that and finish that game out. Black Myth, Wukong, Liza P, Elden Ring, many more games, old games, new games, classics, nostalgia. Full gaming reviews, reaction, gaming news, and updates on there, man. So be sure to go tap in with the YouTube channel. We're at like 400 and some subs right now, trying to get to 5 before summertime. So I appreciate all the love and support. If you guys like to support any further, we got the Streamlabs tip page, the Cash App, Venmo, and the PayPal going the whole time as well. You can send the coins, send the gifts, the shares do wonders for the channel, man, for the content, for the family. You know what I mean? If you guys would like to see me play any type of game, just drop a comment. I may or may not have already played it. Like I said, I play a lot of games, do a lot of reviews and stuff like that, a lot of gaming content. So I may have already played it, but if not, feel free to drop a comment saying, hey, check this game out. Have you heard of this game? If you're on the YouTube side, whatever video you like, please hit that like button. Does wonders for the algorithm. And hit the hype button, letting YouTube know that more people should be privy to the content that I make. Without further ado, let's get into it. We're gonna start with some reactions for a little bit, and then we will flip over to the actual Crimson Desert. So let's get some reactions. We're gonna watch a couple of gameplay trailers. All right, let's get some reactions in, and then we will get into the actual back to actual Crimson Desert. Okay, All right, so this came out like I think 3 days. Yeah, 3 days ago. This Xbox presents a special look at Stranger Than Heaven. It gives me like Yakuza vibes, like a Dragon vibes from like the classic Dreamcast. It's mainly like it's a lot of hand-to-hand combat going on. Really like you're kind of like a henchman, like a hitman type of situation, working for the Chinese Yakuza, the Chinese Mafia, aka the Yakuza. I don't know if you're working for the Yakuza in this specific game, but let's take a look at it and see what it looks great though. I don't know if it'd be a game that I would buy, but let's check it out nonetheless. Again, this is Stranger Than Heaven, so let's check it out. All right, let me see. What's going on, baby Joker? All right, we starting off with some reactions, y'all. Pause. What's the game name? This is called Stranger Than Heaven. It's not out yet, but Xbox did like an Xbox Presents like preview of it a couple days ago. I didn't watch it, so we're gonna watch it right now. I don't know if it has a release date. By the end of it, it may. But what's going on, Ashy? All right, let's check it out. This game is so fire. You already seen it?
登場会それが俺たちの国だ登場会ほいじゃあいよいよ兄貴組立ち上げるんじゃのやっちゃろうや兄貴なら絶対にてっぺん取れますけ
From what I'm seeing, it looks like we'll be going through a couple like eras in this like Chinese dynasty time. Well, not dynasty, but like I don't know if it's Korea, China, Japan, Vietnam. It looks like a more in-depth Japanese GTA. Okay. Okay. Yeah, like I say, it reminded me of like those Yakuza games, like a Dragon, those type of games. That's from the combat aspect. I feel like the music is going to hit in this game.
That right there, that's the Japan you've been dreaming about.
Oh, they got Snoop in here. Okay, so it does take place in Japan. Oh, okay, they probably gonna have an original score. I hate the thing. I don't like those type of games specifically for the combat, but they fixed it. They fixed it. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. And the story sounds amazing. Yeah, I'm interested. These type of games, that's always like the thing that's the most appealing because the gameplay loop is kind of like repetitive very quickly. Like, okay, go here, beat up this person, get information, come back, certain type of thing. And most of it is purely on foot. So yeah, so I was in Shinjuku when I went to Japan. Damn. Yeah. Okay, so we got. I'm pretty sure they got hand-to-hand combat. Obviously, you have melee weapons. Is there any gunfire, like gunplay in this? I wonder if Snoop Dogg worked. Hey, that's fire, dude. Hey, that was a good ass face scan for Snoop Dogg. I don't know what these other people look like specifically, but like, dude, that looked just like fucking Snoop Dogg, bro. Bro, that looked just like Snoop Dogg, bro. Holy shit. That shit looked just like Snoop. Oh shit. I'm sorry. Hold up. Damn. Sorry, y'all. Hold up. What the hell is going on? What the hell happened? What the hell just happened? What the fuck? I'm sorry, y'all. Hold up. I don't know why this is. Why is it? What is this? Hold on. My bad, y'all. Hold up. What is this layout that is this doing right now? What is this? What just happened? Hold on, y'all. I'm sorry. Hold on. Hold on. I'm sorry. What the hell is this? What is going on? There we go. What the hell was that? Why did that do that? I'm sorry. Yeah, we good now? I'm sorry. I don't know what that was. It like completely restart. Okay. Y'all can see? Y'all can see me? We good?
To inform you that you have been accepted at Hogwarts School.
Obsessing over one man's death.
Okay.
What's your story?
Oh, that was weird. I don't know.
Going for Yakuza. Some things never change. Obsessing over one man's death. That's no way to live a life. I know. But I can't.
Okay, so like I said, they got. Obviously, it's gonna have hand-to-hand combat.
My life can't.
It's obviously got melee weapons. I wonder will we be able to use our environment with when we're fighting. Like it could be a random bottle on the table, and we can use that to fight. Dude, this looks just like fucking Snoop Dogg, bro. This is good. This is good motion cap. This is good face scan right here. That does like immerse you a little bit more into the game when characters look like who they actually look like. So these are like actual actors that they just put in the game. These aren't just like random. Oh wow, that's his son, Cordell Brodus. They got Snoop and his son in this game, bro. That looks just like him, bro. Holy shit. Ado. Voiced by Takashi.
You know, we could always just make our own.
So are we like
It's the only choice we have.
is it like Yakuza or is it like a dragon or is it like Sleeping Dogs to where we're pretty much, are we a detective? Are we a merc? Are we a dirty cop?
Our own right.
Are we a part of the Yakuza? Are we a henchman, a muscle? Or are we playing different characters? Because I can't tell if that's him this is him at a younger age, and then as we get older, we become that detective. No, you're trying to make your own way, and it shows that across 50 years. But it's us like growing up, right? Oh, we fight Snoop Dogg at a point. Okay, I got you. Okay, so my main thing with these type of games, like I said, the combat loop can kind of become a little bit repetitive because it's almost like you're playing like a objective based like fighter. Like go here, beat this person up, come back with the information, and do it all over again. I would like games like this to start implementing to like where you have legit hand-to-hand combat bosses like Def Jam bosses to where they can kick you, punch you, throw you across the room, throw you out windows, freaking beat you to death with weapons and shoot you, freaking, use their environment to beat you up, stab you. Like, I would like them to create like damn near realistic hand-to-hand combat like boss fights. I would like to see them do that with these type of games. Like I said, these type of games, they're beautiful, and the story has to really carry because the gameplay loop itself is very like repetitive. You know, they do, and they have a more interactive fighting combat. Okay, smooth. Okay, well, we're still early in the video, but that's the type of thing I hope from these type of things. I appreciate you, Care. You can switch the size of which you're attacking from, like Fight Night. Okay. Got you. All right, let's see what y'all talking about. I can't wait to go back to Japan. Japan is such a fireplace, bro. It really is. It's another world that doesn't sleep, bro. It could be like 4 in the morning. Shit will be widely open. People will be walking with their kids. Like it's so normal. I want to go so bad. I'm just broke right now. I saw an ad on Instagram or something about going to Japan. Japan tickets like 160 for a round trip. I don't know what airline or what like ad it was, but I saw it like a week ago.
セガ RGG スタジオ代表本作ストレンジャーザンヘブンのエグゼクティブディレクターを務めます横山正義ですこのプログラムでは RGG スタジオが開発中の最新作ストレンジャーザンヘブンのゲームの全貌
We'll be painting a full picture of the game from its story, the various cities, eras players will explore throughout with some time.
そして
Okay.
コンバットシステムについてもご紹介いたします最後まで目の離せない内容
Something you won't want to miss, and be sure to stick
どうかお付き合い
around.
のほどお願いいたします
Okay. The story.
物語は1915年
In-game footage cinematics.
から逃げ出すため
Okay.
サンフランシスコの港町で偶然見つ
Can I
けた
put
怪しげな船に
captions
忍び
on?
込むところから始まります少年の名前は大東誠当時としては珍しいアメリ
It's
カ
a
人の
mix
父
of
と
heritage
日
born
本
from
人の
American
母親
father,
の
a
間に生まれ
Japanese
た
mother, a rarity at the
本気の少
time.
年でした貿
Okay.
易商を営む父の影響で
His father traveled all across the world, settling in many different places. Family eventually settled down in his father's hometown in America.
しかしその直後
However, not long after they arrived, Makoto's father abruptly passed away. Damn.
英語もそれほど
A
達者では
Japan
ない
mother, child, and English proficiency were left alone without protection they once knew. Okay. As we unfortunately come back, they soon found themselves the target of a wicked,
その後
okay.
精神的疲労から体調を崩していた
Cruel
母
took his
親
own
も
toll. Marcus' mother is desperate, death suffering for years. Damn, he lost both his parents.
ある
Shit.
決意をします母親の故郷でもあり自身と見た目も近しい人間がたくさんいるはずの日本に渡ろうと持つものも持たず身一つで船へと乗り込んだ誠ですが彼が乗った船は裏の世界では名の通った超大物が乗る船なのでした
Rise and shine, you two.
密輸商人オルフェウス彼との運命的とも言え
An
る出会い
encounter
は
with Orpheus.
誠の生涯を大き
Orpheus
く動かすことに
changed the course of Makoto's life. Okay. The only criticism I have is the graphics. They can be way, yeah, the graphics could be way better. I agree with you on that for sure.
It's a budgeting app in base 44.
Like, given how like the get, but at the same time, bro, with these type, like I said, these Yakuza, Sleeping Dogs, Like a Dragon, these type of games, the focus is never the graphics. It's kind of like the Rise of the Ronin. Like what studio is that? Is that Nexus? I forget the studio that Rise of the Ronin was from, but like they don't focus on. It's like the same people who do Ninja Gaiden. Like the focus is not the graphics. The focus is the combat or the story. Unfortunately, you know. But yeah, I feel like that definitely would add to the lore of this game. I wish they would. It's understandable. That was Team Ninja. There we go. Team Ninja. Team Ninja focus is never the graphics. It's always, we got some cool combat, some cool combinations, you know, and the story might be decent, but our focus is always the combat or the mechanics. It's less of the graphics. And sometimes that can work when the mechanics or the combat is so elite. That's why it's like I'm interested to see how this combat will be if it can pretty much overlap the visual, you know, because it, like you said, it definitely could look a lot better.
I play Orpheus, an international smuggler who only has one rule: taking what's meant to be where it's meant to be. If you want it, I can get it for you.
See this fella here? It's his job to keep troublemakers like you out. Thanks to you, we had to remind you. Feel me?
And I play a character connected to Makoto, you, and Orpheus. But I can't get into too many details, so let me tell you about Orpheus. See, Orpheus, he a one-stop shop for any and all contraband that his underworld
Character in the main game. No, Snoop Dogg's been in video games before. He was one of the main characters in Def Jam back in the day. You literally fight him as the end game boss. I forget his name in Def Jam, but no, Snoop Dogg's been in a couple video games. I'm pretty sure the most like famous one is his character in that. Yeah, Call of Duty, Def Jam, Fight Night for New York, True Crime Street of LA, Way of the Dog, Tekken Tag Tournament, NBA 2K30. Yeah, so literally, yeah, he was in Grand Theft Auto. I think he had a voiceover or something, but he was a main character in Def Jam Fight for New York back in 2004. I knew he was in games like GTA, but I didn't know he was a main character. No, he wasn't a main character in GTA, but he was a main character in this Def Jam. He literally was the main like evil, your main like villain. He was the main villain in Def Jam back in the day. Now, besides that, he's kind of just been either voicing or like, you know, like a B character, C character, background character. You know, you wouldn't really remember him, but Def Jam he definitely was. And then obviously now he's a main character. So maybe I'm just too young to remember. Maybe that's all right.
Ammunition, gold, silver, green, white, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, even state secrets. He always delivers. The name Orpheus, that's just a nickname, nothing more. He's a dangerous globetrotter, and that's all anyone knows about him for sure.
Yeah, Makoto and you, those little punks were just the same in the beginning, until the moment they spat out those last words, when their asses were going to be left for good in the middle of the Pacific.
Want to tell me why you're here?
I want to go to Japan.
We got nowhere left in this world. That's why we heading to Japan.
Take a good look. That right there, that's the Japan you've been dreaming about.
See, Orpheus realizes in that moment that maybe what he's destined to deliver are the lives of these two boys.
Getting there is one thing, but how will these kids survive in this place, stranger than heaven? Maybe even that cold-blooded dealer felt a spark of curiosity.
Taking advantage of the fact that he speaks Japanese, Orpheus brings Makoto on as his sidekick, his wingman. Through countless jobs and deals, Makoto learns the tricks of the trade on how to stay spooned and groomed, dipped and whipped, zooted and booted.
How to say smooth and groomed, dipped and whipped, zooted and booted, gutted and booted. Like what, nigga?
Now that's when Orpheus
just saying shit.
The kid has a talent that nobody's seen coming.
That's fraud.
His skills still had a long way to go, but that passion in him, nobody could ever match that.
Music is the great equalizer. It transcends barriers, captivates and unites people.
So he's a performer.
An outsider wherever he went, and finally, he found a place he could call home, where he belongs, where he's treated equal.
A legendary smuggler shrouded in mystery, and a boy
you can tell that Snoop Dogg and his son are like reading right off of a teleprompter. They're saying it too like they're trying to be. It's too performative.
And their party.
Why don't they just let them talk about the video game?
In motion.
But this is only the prologue to a much bigger story. One that begins within their meeting in 1915 and unravels through 50 years of Makoto's relentless, unforgiving fight to survive.
Things the era wouldn't allow. Things society wouldn't forgive.
A sweeping saga of men drawn together.
They could have did better on this talking.
It's the story of men who fought, clawed, and struggled to carve out a place for themselves in a Japan undergoing violent change. So keep your eyes on the characters.
It's like I feel like that them talking is not them actually talking to us. It's more them doing like voiceover for like a narration in the actual game, especially Snoop Dogg's part. It doesn't seem like he's talking to us.
On the choices they make and the path.
It's like he's in the sound booth.
Japan's pretty slick, ain't it? Welcome to Japan, fellas.
Oh no.
居場所のない少年と居場所を持たない男の出会い。それは少年大東誠にとってこの日本という場所でどうやって生きていくのかを決めるきっかけとなるのです。
That's what meant to feel like, I think, so it feels more serious. Yeah, I mean, I get it, but it's like, if I can see him, I don't want it to look like he's performing it. Yu Shindo.
A man of mixed Western and Japanese heritage.
Bean
Yu has grown up in a
Fujiyo.
world that doesn't quite know where to place him, not unlike Makoto. Yu first meets Makoto on Orpheus's ship, where they're nearly thrown overboard. And from that moment on, their lives are intertwined. Makoto is impulsive and brash. Yu, on the other hand, is a realist, shopper.
So I wonder, will this game have like optionals for like co-op combat motions? Like at points will he like find us, or we will go on like companion missions together? Like we gotta go find this person, or we gotta go do this job, and it's like you can have him come in and help you, and you can have like co-op finishers or like attacks and stuff like that.
And even finds work, becoming quite comfortable as a Westerner in Japan.
I see you got a new getup. You're working here now?
I am. And I see that you're exactly the same. Still just another...
Yeah, these graphics remind me of like a PlayStation 2 day.
But Yu's heart hides a major weakness.
But at the same time, I have to remember, I'm looking at this from a 1080p like frame, like a 1080p like scope. And then whoever did this, whoever like export this video probably looks better from its actual true export. And then we're getting it on YouTube at a much lower quality. Because I feel like when we watched the Game Awards last year, this game looked a lot better. Like visually, the graphics looked a lot better. So I feel like it's just because it doesn't look as good as it did, or as it should, or actually will, because of that. So I feel like once we actually play this game and get hands on, it'll look a little different. It'll look a little better.
Makoto behind.
Because it kind of looks like a painting.
Persecution. Makoto wants more than anything to carve out a place of his own in Japan. Yu, however, as a man of great ambition, seeks something more. He doesn't want to just survive in Japan. He wants to reshape it. If the world won't make room for him, he will build a new one. These ideas soon clash, and our stowaways decide to walk separate paths. But fate, of course, has other plans. A unique opportunity presents itself years later and reunites them as partners in show business. Adapting the famed Yashima name from their Kokura days, Makoto and Yu then enter a chaotic and unpredictable new chapter in Minami as Osaka's latest and greatest showman.
The gameplay looks way better than cutscenes, especially the frame rate. Okay.
Time in Hiroshima becomes a true force to be reckoned with as he tangles with Osaka's many crime syndicates and even the Italian mafia. Naturally, with Makoto as the brawn, that leaves Yu to play the brains. Using his wit and intellect, Yu navigates the world of underground entertainment, leading to a face-off with the Japanese government. Makoto Daito and Yu Shinjo. One path, two different strides. And that's only the beginning. 30 years after meeting at sea, the world is changing around them, giving way to even greater tragedy. From here, the story has toward a conclusion almost no one could predict, but that's only part of it. This is far more than a story about crime or ambition. It's a story of identity, belonging, history. A story of friendship.
Yeah, again, these type of games, their focus is always that story. So I hope the story is fire.
Rags to riches. It's a tale as old.
You know, another game that this reminds me of. I don't know if you guys ever played the game L.A. Noire. It reminds me of this as well. Like the art style. Story looks and sounds amazing. Yeah.
本作ストレンジャーザンヘブンは主人公である大東誠
I've been wanting to play that, but I haven't yet. LA Noire? Yeah, I mean, it's literally like this, just back in the day. You're a detective. Obviously, there's moments where you have to ask certain questions. Like you literally, they really hone in and capture the essence of a detective and how you have to ask the right questions to get the right response or answer to uncover something. Because sometimes if you ask the wrong one, it'll lead you on a goose chase in the completely wrong direction, and you'll have to come back and then be like, well, you told me this, and it's like, no, I said this, and it's like you have to be a legit detective. But I enjoyed the game back in the day when I played it. What the hell? Hold on, I just missed what it said. Keanu was bustling with eager drinking, gambling, prostitution. You can bet the city had it. They negotiating with a stripper on the cheeks. That man went from 60, 50 cent, 30 cents. I think the rate was around $1. This man is negotiating buns. He negotiating buns. What the fuck? That man said, she said, it's going to be $1 for the yeeks. He said, how about 50 cents? Cut me a deal on the yams. Ain't no way. It's also a fashion social hub for various, okay. While entertaining like movies was spreading fast, Japanese culture was becoming more and more modernized. Also a city controlled by one of Japan's leading Yakuza organizations. Yeah. A labyrinth of underground waterways and hilltops add even a thrill to the adventure. I like to hear that. It said underground tunnels and alleyways add to the, because one thing that Japan or like Korea, like Asia has, their architect and like their freaking infrastructure and the way they map out and design like areas is crazy. Like there are so many alleys and subways and, like they said, tunnels, underground this and that, clubs, bars, lounges, like freaking homes, like studios, restaurants, like actual, like there's so many hidden gems. If you just walk one direction, you can walk and find a million different things in one small area. So old Assassin's Creed, it doesn't look bad. I kind of like that whole gloom look to it as well. Not gloom, but the glow. I kind of like that. Again, I would like to see the graphics be a little bit better, and I hope they are when we actually get hands-on play of it. I hope there's like a little demo that comes out for it. I don't know what part you can have a demo for, but I would like to see that. A new era also means new form of entertainment, unlike anything Japan has ever seen before. Oh, cool, little circus games. Shift to 1955. A frame tourist destination. So, I wonder. So it's shifting. So we're going from literally maybe a teenager, early adult, like 2021, 1921, between that time, where our parents are gone. We now are probably like living in the street or just like, you know, trying to get by, hustling in the streets, trying to make our way. Then we get on that boat with Snoop Dogg's character. He drops us off at Japan. We learn and live with him, learn the ways of hustling and bustling, survival throughout the city. And then after like so long or so many missions of that, it jumps 5 or 10 more years. You know, okay, now we're 25, 28, almost 30, okay? Doing that, we a little bit more grounded, working on our music. We got a little bit more bravado to us. we do some missions, so and so. We get into it with maybe we meet a young lady. We get into it with a gang here and there. We, maybe we actually find a home. We go apartment hunting or something like that. Find a place to call, like where we actually live at. Get a car, things like that. Build relationships with owners of this or this establishment. Go to this club and sing. Go here and perform. Boom. Fast forward 10 more years. We've been doing this for 10 years, 15 years. We got a home. We may have a pet. We're steadily booked at doing music. Maybe the music career is starting to take off. Like it becomes a little bit simulation type, but like a real life aspect of like building out a career while trying to balance these two worlds of like hustling and bustling and trying to be a legit musician. And that can lead into like when the Yakuza really steps in, because it's like, I'll let you perform here, or I'll give you the back end money to perform at my club, but you gotta be with my Yakuza gang and shit like that. So I'm eager to see again what the story would be like.
そして1965年の東京新宿カムロ町へと物語の進行に伴って移っていくことになるのですが、そこには大きなストーリー。
But then he started the gang for the games of Yakuza. They show it at the end. Okay. You have the different sections of his life, brings you to different cities. Gotcha. Showbiz.
After Orpheus recognizes his talent for music, Makoto discovers that he has a keen ability to find the music in everyday life and can memorize sounds as ideas for future compositions. Makoto can take note of many different sounds from across town, whether that's the hustle and bustle of the streets.
This man was the original Kanye.
Or even the sound of his enemies mid-combat.
Was this man gonna make a beat out of the enemy he's fighting's melee weapon?
Anywhere. These sounds will also vary depending on the era, location, and time of the day. At night, Makoto might listen in on a neighbor's snoring, the call of hungry crows flocking to freshly scattered crumbs, or distant howls echoing from afar. The list goes on. By collaborating with various composers he will encounter, Makoto can combine and arrange these sounds he has gathered to help create original compositions.
That's new.
At first, Makoto gives singing a try for himself.
So, you sing or no?
Yeah, I guess I do.
Then you might try making some money with it.
What?
However, he later finds his true calling as a showman, producing and managing gigs and performances for other artists.
Find a singer with talent and do all you can to make them a star. They call that a showman.
As a showman, Makoto will decide the structure of each show, handle the promotion.
I'm a whole damn manager.
Finally, stage the thing itself.
I'm a promoter, a host, a manager.
More and more money with
I'm the
each success.
advertiser.
Another key element of being a showman is scouting those with a gift for music. By
Okay, so you gotta
gathering
randomly
from
just
around
scout
town,
talent
Makoto can find new singers
out in the
and
city
musicians
through
to take part in his
exploration.
productions.
Okay.
As the story progresses, Makoto will grow close to a wide range of individuals.
Hey, I got
each
$5. You trying to come to the
possessing
juke
unique
tonight?
and remarkable abilities. Still, among all this new talent in Makoto's life as a showman, the most impactful are undoubtedly the singers. Some who you may know already.
Takashi.
たかしは主人公の大東と呉の極道組織で出会います。じゃあ確かにまたいつでも貸してやるで。組織内では
Because she acts somewhat of an assistant to Makoto, who at the time is feared around town. He looks up to Makoto as an old brother. Huh. Due to certain circumstances, Makoto becomes a member of the Iwaki family and infamously considered the strongest Hiroshima. Okay. Takashi stands by his side at all times in this chapter of his life. But Takashi has a hidden hobby, rather becoming of the Yakuza. Okay. So we do join the Yakuza pretty much at some point. Destro tries to hide his love for music until the fateful day his Aniki Makoto finds out. Okay. Who said that? Oh, damn. Every showman gives Daito an idea. Okay, advantages, explains Hamilton's one, nevertheless, Daito and good comments his own. Later opens the door for both Yashima Entertainment, Tojo Clan, making it a major turning point in our story. What kind of songs will Daito and Annika create? How will players change them up? So will they have it to like, depending on the song that we play, we may or may not like make more money as a showman, depending on the singers that we get, the freaking guitar player, the piano player, like will all that go into account at that point?
Meet Suzy when Makoto and Yu travel to the seaside city of Atami in 1951. 1951 is a moment of great change in Japan, a time when American influence has flooded in, creating new trends in language.
Yeah, that would make
and
sense,
fashion.
right? Yeah.
This collision of East and West results in a unique era that exudes both optimism and melancholy. Atami is one of Japan's most notable tourist destinations. My character, Suzy, intends to sing on the largest stage in that city. There, the course of her life is permanently altered when she meets Makoto and Yu. So, what'd you think?
Brilliant.
Stranger Than Heaven brings players inside Japan's show business world at this pivotal moment in the country's history. And unsurprisingly, showbiz's customs and culture turn out to be just as cutthroat as the underworld's. As a singer, working on this project and portraying this character was an absolute honor, and unlike anything else I've done before. In addition to my voice acting, I worked with Satoshi-san, who plays Takashi, on crafting the theme song for the game. I love being able to combine acting and singing in a single project, and I am so thrilled for players to experience what we've cooked up.
Okay, so far as these characters, I don't know which one is supposed to be her character, the lady who was just talking. I don't know if it's this character or this one. The motion cap on the two female characters. What happened there? Why does it look so like PS2? But then it gets a little bit more detail, more texture, sharper, crisper on the male characters of Snoop Dogg and I don't know Buddy's name right here, but why is it like day and night with the artwork, with the motion cap of these two? Are these just not real people, so that's why they don't look well? But like, this looks like two different teams worked on these motion caps and like face scans and like great like editing right here. It's weird.
これまで紹介したようにストレンジャーズ・ヘブンは5つの時代、5つの舞台、そして50年間にわたる男たちの生涯を描いた作品であること、さらに歌というものを中心としたさまざまなゲーム体験がある非常にユニークな内容になっているということをお伝えしてきましたが、それだけではありません。主人公である大東誠の真骨頂はどんな相手にも屈しない精神力と腕っぷしの強さにあります。ここからはストレンジャーズ・ヘブンもう一つのユニークポイントとも言うべきコンバットシステムについて解説していきます。
Me and my girl about to fight. She thinks shit's sweet.
私からは今作の最大の特徴ともいえるコンバットシステムについてご紹介いたします。
I like this setting that they shot this in. It's very, very artistic.
コントローラーの RB、RT を入力すると右手や右足といった右半身 LB、LT を入力すると左手や左足など
So that circle above their heads look like it's the health bar.
ダイトはこれらの入力に反応してビビッ
Well, we have a posture bar or a stamina bar that we can break to do like a critical hit though.
提供します。攻撃の方法はタップしての連続攻撃だけではなく入力し続ける
By holding inputs, players can change up their attacks. Releasing it just at the right moment for a powerful strike. Okay. So you have precision attacks. Using this to land well-timed hits will be key to excellent excelling in combat. For example, the right timing players can have or chain quick jabs through repeated tasks and follow up with a punishing heavy blow. You can block an enemy's attack with one hand, then quickly counter with the other. Reading your opponent's action and finding the opportune moment to strike is just one of the game's many charms. Besides your ability to create intense barrages, you can also unleash tackle attacks by pulling LT, RT simultaneously. Okay. While mounting a downed enemy, players will really feel like they're using both hands to lay a serious beating. Another major feature of this title is its many weapons. Okay, show me the weapons. Let me see. Alright, so we got knife, mallets, hammers, and blades to defeat anyone and everyone standing in his way. Okay. In the many thrilling moments of this story, deciding whether to use these deadly tools of the trade or knowing how to use them will be essential to your survival. You'll even find more powerful weapons as he goes through life. Okay. Sledgehammers. It's like a wooden katana blade. Oof, my character can make these many ornaments that much more deadly and even Alright, so you can upgrade the weapons as well. Obtaining upgraded weapons is yet another necessary step in staying alive throughout the campaign. Great Stranger Heaven will also include a variety of such besides high speed and powerful techniques that can down enemies in an instant. Nice. Even special attacks that can be performed in special situations. Okay. Okay, so we can there's multiple weapons. You can buy weapons that look like upgrade those weapons, upgrade finishers, and to have greater mechanics. I mean, greater combat reactions, more in-depth inputs in your combat.
環境や時代こそ違えど、大東誠と近しいような経験や、それこそ苦しい思いをしたことがあります。そんな中でも必死に言葉の壁を越えられるように努力して、自分の居場所、自分の夢を追いかけ、壁を乗り越えることで俳優としてのキャリアを積み重ねてきました。本作の大東誠は決して善人ではありません。また登場してくる他のキャラクターたちも全員癖のある人間ばかりです。でも全員に共通しているのは成し遂げたい夢がある。そしてそのために必死に生きているということです。人は夢があるからこそ頑張れます。どんなに苦しいことがあっても最後まで必死にもがき続けていきます。そんな人間の生きるということへの強い執着と情熱がこの作品の魅力だと思っています。私も今本作の収録で非常に難易度の高いお芝居に日々挑戦しているところなのですが、この世界の中で生きているキャラクターたちの熱量に負けないよう、自分が培ってきた技術と経験と情熱でこの作品を完成に導けるよう精一杯頑張ります。
今回はストレンジャーザンヘブンについてストーリーとゲーム概要を中心にご紹介いたしました。そう遠くないうちにより詳細なゲーム内容やテクニカルな部分についてもご紹介できると思います。続報にもご期待ください。そして最後に重要なお知らせです。
Stranger Than Heaven.
ストレンジャーザンヘブンは
It's like a story based, like you're kind of like going through life as like a singer slash yakuza slash like hustling, bustling, trying to find your way in the world.
我々のスタジオにしか作り出せない攻めたストーリーテリングとゲームシステム。あなたも天国よりも
It's a lot of like hand-to-hand combat fighting going on.
横山でした。
Hmm? Yeah, we can get one. I was gonna be for a couple hours, but we can go eat lunch and then come back. Alright, so my critiques on the game. I'm obviously eager to see the story. I hope the game looks better when the full product comes out. I do like that whole like glow hue of it though. It feels very nostalgic and almost kind of like you're in like a dream. It says coming this winter though, so it's probably not coming out till, obviously that's fourth quarter. I would say November, probably around Thanksgiving time. I don't know about Christmas, maybe Thanksgiving time. I'm trying to think. I like the whole aspect of the getting the singers being like a promoter, advertiser, really like you're not so focused on your career at the moment because maybe you really can't because of the situation you get yourself into. I want to see how just in depth they get with like our real life, like of going through life, trying to figure out trying to find our way through each timeline, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line. Now, you know, we go from a young buck, not knowing anything, being taught, getting a little bit older, kind of understanding what's going on, joining gangs, you know, breaking relationships with like, you know, these club owners, these establishments, building relationships. Maybe we actually like get into actual relationships. We find love, break up, heartbreak, all that type of stuff. That creates, you know, moments to create other music. I like the whole finding sounds just in the real world that you can turn into original compositions. I feel that's pretty damn sick. What else? I would like to see. What else? I was just about to say it was on. I would like to see like I said, depending on who we book for our show, would it affect the amount of money that we bring in? Like, oh, you only got the local talent, you didn't get the main talent in the city because you weren't big enough, your club wasn't popular enough because it's not at that point yet, so you weren't able to get the bigger person, so you only brought in this amount of money, you know what I mean? But, you know, you get enough people in, the club becomes more popular, you get like a higher rating for your establishments as an actual showman. The word gets around, you start getting like literally simulation type real world like bookings. Like, hey, somebody leaves you a note at the club, or a random NPC comes and say, hey, I like the way you put on a show, so now we would like to have you come to our club and do it for here. We have a singer here. If you have a singer, we got a drummer, a guitar player, a piano player, things like that. I think that's a pretty cool concept. Like I said, my main thing is I hope the combat is very well in depth. I like the variety of weapons that they showed. I hope that you can use a little bit more variety as far as the actual blades, because I saw like knives. I would like to see, like, I saw some katanas on the wall, but they were wooden, so I'm wondering if we can get legit katanas. The exploration has like alleyways and tunnels. I'm very eager to see how in depth that goes with the exploration and that, and what we will find that will add to our actual gameplay, you know. How did the combat look to you? The combat didn't look bad. I liked how, you know, they go on the mechanic build. They have the mechanic build as your left and your right analogs are your hands. So depending on what you swing, what you hit them with, it would be the direction of the analog. So if you use the right analog, or the right trigger, left trigger, right trigger is your right hand, left trigger is your left hand. So I kind of like when games do that for combat because it feels more realistic. It kind of makes you more immersed in the actual mechanics of a pure fighting game or a melee hand-to-hand combat game. It didn't look bad. Like I said, I'm eager to see more for this. Now, am I completely sold on this game? No. Like I said, the Yakuza games, like a Dragon, Sleeping Dogs game, were always like cool games. But overall, like at this point, you know, there's better games where you can fight and beat up characters that have a more in-depth, like, you know, gameplay loop to them, you know. But nonetheless, doesn't look bad. I'm eager to see more. We'll keep a watch out for it. We'll keep a watch out for it. All right, let's keep going. All right, we got. I saw a trailer for this. I don't know what this is. Varian Age of Tales official gameplay video. It reminds me of like Final Fantasy meets like a low budget like Wu Chang Fallen Feathers like Souls like game. They definitely need to work on this because this does not. This look like a freaking Nintendo Switch game. Like there is no real effects going on. It's just a couple. It's like one flash, one little swipe, and loop. Bro, it's definitely has like some dark fantasy aspects to it. Yeah, I just feel like she didn't do the same move 20 damn times. I don't know why they put this out, but nonetheless. All right, let's watch this. Kraken 2026 trailer. My girl want to go get lunch, so we'll probably go get lunch, and then I'll come back here and get on, and then I'll be on for like good like 3-4 hours. So. Coming soon to theaters. That's going to theaters? Interesting. The fear. I've seen this already. All right. So lastly, we got Control Resident Official, a Paranatural Warped Manhattan overview. So this just came out like a week ago. I didn't get to watch it, so let's tap in with it. I can't wait to play this game. I'm very excited. What's going on, Brandon? I'm very excited to play this though.
Building a little bit differently. There are a lot of intricate environments for the player to explore. Where to go from here? We want to burst that bubble. The setting in the first Control game was unique. It all took place in a single building, which was part of the point, right? Like that it feels like a secluded, separate space from the rest of the world. You feel like you're in this kind of a bubble, isolated from normal life and familiar things, and so you're within a lockdown. And having this sense of isolation in the first game was crucial. And we had this brutalistic architectural style that was like a key part of the visual DNA of the building and so on. And we had this bureau that was backwards, leaning in its kind of a presence and so on. So it was this kind of a strange yet familiar kind of a bubble that you're in. And of course, as creators, when we think about like where to go from here, we want to burst that bubble, right? Like, you know, the lockdown falls apart and we get exposed with the normal world. Manhattan has been shaped and twisted into a labyrinth, so there are a lot
that's
of
my like most like
environments for the
I'm most excited about this whole city aspect, how it's like a labyrinth, and it reminds you of like the Inception to where it's like folded over. I mean, Control 1 was already kind of doing that with the building, because like places would be blocked off because it was literally like the building was like inverted, and some rooms were like covered up by other rooms of the own building, like shape shifting. So I'm very eager to see how they do this city with like unfolding it and opening it up with like the whole labyrinth type.
So in Control, brutalism was at the core of the experience because of the oldest house, naturally.
And in Control Resonant, we really had to make sure that
Yeah, that was
from a
wild.
world-building point of view, we have this mundane and grounded and
I do like how
believable
now
lived
that you're actually
baseline in the
working
world
with the
in order for the paranatural to
with
really shine. It's
the officers.
very important for us, specifically when doing
Because
concepting
at the
and
first
visual
control, you fighting
exploration,
everybody.
is
Like
not
everybody is
to
an enemy,
reference
literally.
from other video games. There's easily this tendency where AAA games start to all gravitate towards this aesthetic singularity, and nobody's taking risks, and everything starts to resemble each other. Looking at reference from art exhibitions or film and TV or scientific visualizations or nature, if it helps us to bring some new fresh takes into this singularity, I feel like it's going to be worth it, and the player will appreciate it as well.
Well, imagine that there's a place that was Manhattan, but it has been taken over by a paranatural force that may or may not have been in the first game, might be something completely new. We actually have multiple factions in this game. So there are some zones where you can find all of these factions from, I think all the zones in the game, but how much of these factions have presence in each zone, that differs.
Now that things
I hope this game
coming
comes out in the summertime.
To the Manhattan, we had to start to think about the world building a little bit differently. So now it's not just FBC.
I am also curious, like, it probably would be very hard to do this, but at the same time, they could, like, make it so that we can go into some of these buildings. Like, don't make it to where it's like pretty much like a linear path. Like, yeah, like those buildings look so cool over there. They're all crushed together and inverted, and you know they're a puzzle piece. But it's like you can't do. They're just there for visual like effect. You can't interact with them. You can't go in one of the windows. I would like it to where randomly, you know, they sprinkle in. They're like, oh, you can actually go in that building. You can actually go in that restaurant on the ground level or the second level. Or you can go in that window of that home of that apartment on the fire escape. I would like them to add those type of like exploration aspects into it. And maybe in there you just find like a little chest that will do an upgrade, a gun mod, a melee mod, a character skill upgrade, a tech upgrade, you know, something like that.
Holding on and trying to gain control. But it's more of a world, a lived-in world that has a history of its own already, and there are different factions that are basically trying to gain control in our world.
For the enemies in Control Resonant, we definitely heard the feedback and tried to address the feedback we got for Control. So this time around, we have way more creatures than we did before. One of the
Damn right you do.
that we, for example, have is a boss. So that obviously creates a little bit of challenge for the animation team of what.
That's another thing I'm glad, like with this game now. Control, I can't wait for this either. Actually, another thing that they're doing with this game, we're actually getting legit bosses. We're not just fighting, you know, regular people who happen to maybe they have one or two abilities. Like, because mainly you were fighting this a lot of like you go into an area and they just happen to be like in the background, like throwing shit at you, like type of enemy. Like it wasn't really like you got a health bar for a boss across the screen. It was just like, oh, it's a bigger enemy of the same enemies you're already fighting right back there. Hit it about 5 more times and you hit the little minions and then it's dead, you know. Or you would fight like those energy bubbles, or you know, you would fight the corrupted like human person. So I'm glad that they're adding actual bosses for this game.
When you have limited controls on it, a lot of his enemies, they are creatures, but we still have used mocap actor to mocap some of the enemies, and we have one mocap actor so freaking amazing, nailing down his twitching and glitching. So Tuomas Nilsson, he's our go-to guy when it comes to his enemies that can be mocapped.
His and Mold are there, but of course we're introducing a lot of new things as well. And it's a fun layering of familiar things, but definitely facing new challenges.
the stills in this game are phenomenal. Okay, so it still says coming 2026. I'm glad. I hope it comes this summer, like July, August at the latest. That's like going into fall, but I hope that comes out around there. Actually, I appreciate the follow, man. Welcome to the sunny side. I hope this comes out around that time. I love the first one. I love the whole like ability aspect, the whole telekinesis. I don't think that we have telekinesis in this. This one, he's just a pure alchemist, so he can pretty much just build weapons. He can make stuff with the thought. He's kind of like think of him as like a dark version of like a Green Lantern. Like he can just make things with his mind that just happen to be, you know, channeled through a melee weapon, through a piece of metal. So it's like, oh, I can make this into a bat or into a dual-handed mace or into a hammer or into an axe or into, you know, a whip, something like that. So think of it like that. Pretty cool. The traversal looks great. We can fly just like in the last one. We have that whole levitate, flying. Like I said, the combat looks great. The mix of the combat looks great. The skill tree looks a lot more in depth with like the mods you can add on to your character specifically. The upgrade you can add to how your alchemy abilities can be upgraded and transform and be more in depth and more vicious and do more damage. You can have different finishers, offensive, defensive. So I'm very excited to play this. This is definitely a day one cop for me. I like the fact that we're outside now. And again, we have legit boss fights now. So I'm very eager to play this. Hardest difficulty. Let's get it. Okay, so I know I just got on, but me and my girl are going to go get lunch. And then I will be back. It's 2 right now. I'll try to be back before like 3:30. So give me like an hour and some change. I'll let you guys know when I get back on here. I'm gonna go get me something to eat, and I'll see you guys a little bit. Until then, OldSoulSuni on any and all social media platforms. Let's see. We just dropped a video on my YouTube channel, a new Crimson Desert video. Be sure to go check that out. Just dropped 4 days ago. We already had 357 views on the show. To everybody who watched it. But yeah, OldSoulSuni. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Be safe. I'll see you guys in a little bit. Peace.